Welcome to Football Today TV. These is your home for updated football news. So feel free to share your opinions and remember to subscribe as we continue to grow our family. The transfer market has once again delivered a surprising twist, and this time the spotlight is firmly on João Pedro. The Chelsea forward has suddenly found himself at the center of a major European transfer story, with reports suggesting that he has already agreed personal terms with Barcelona. But as with many modern transfer sagas, the reality is far more complicated than it first appears, and this situation could become one of the most dramatic stories of the summer. To understand how we got here, you have to look at João Pedro's incredible rise over the past year. Since joining Chelsea from Brighton in 2025, the Brazilian forward has quickly established himself as one of the most important players at the club. His debut season was nothing short of impressive, as he scored over 20 goals and provided multiple assists, proving his ability to perform at the highest level in English football. His performances have not only made him a key figure at Stamford Bridge, but have also attracted attention from some of the biggest clubs in Europe. One of those clubs is Barcelona. The Spanish giants are currently in the market for a new striker as they prepare for life after Robert Lewandowski. Their initial priority was to sign Julián Álvarez, but with that deal becoming increasingly difficult, they have turned their attention to João Pedro as a strong alternative. Barcelona see him as a complete forward, someone who can score goals, create chances, and fit perfectly into their attacking system under Hansi Flick. And here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. According to reports from Spain, João Pedro has already agreed to join Barcelona this summer. This revelation has shocked many fans, as it suggests that the player himself is open to making the move, despite having only recently joined Chelsea. It also highlights Barcelona's determination to secure his signature, even as they face financial challenges and competition for top players. However, before Chelsea fans start worrying, there is a major obstacle that could completely block this transfer, and that obstacle is Chelsea themselves. The club has made its position very clear. João Pedro is not for sale. In fact, reports suggest that he is considered one of the untouchable players in the squad, alongside other key figures. This means that no matter how much interest Barcelona show, Chelsea are not willing to let him leave, at least not this summer. This stance is not just a negotiating tactic. It reflects how important João Pedro has become to Chelsea's long-term plans. The club is entering a new era under manager Xabi Alonso, and keeping their best players is seen as essential to building a competitive team. Selling one of their top performers after just one season would send the wrong message and weaken the squad at a crucial time. Financial factors also play a significant role in this situation. João Pedro still has a long-term contract with Chelsea, reportedly lasting several years, which gives the club full control over his future. This means that even if Barcelona have reached an agreement with the player, they cannot complete the transfer without Chelsea's approval. And right now, that approval seems extremely unlikely. Barcelona, on the other hand, are not giving up easily. The club has been actively exploring different options to strengthen their attack, and João Pedro remains high on their list. Reports suggest that they have even held talks with the player's representatives in an attempt to push the deal forward. This shows just how serious their interest is, even if the chances of completing the transfer remain uncertain. Another interesting aspect of this story is the timing. João Pedro has just completed a strong season, and his value is at its peak. In today's transfer market, players who can score goals consistently are extremely valuable, and clubs are willing to pay huge sums to secure them. Some reports even suggest that Chelsea would demand a massive fee if they were to consider selling him, potentially making him one of the most expensive transfers in football history. But beyond the financial and tactical aspects, there's also the player's perspective to consider. João Pedro is still young, and his career is on an upward trajectory. A move to Barcelona would represent a huge opportunity, playing in La Liga, competing for major trophies, and joining one of the most prestigious clubs in the world. At the same time, staying at Chelsea offers stability, regular playing time, and the chance to be a central figure in a growing project. This creates a fascinating dilemma. Does João Pedro push for a move to Barcelona, or does he remain loyal to Chelsea and continue his development in the Premier League? It's a decision that could define the next phase of his career, and one that will likely depend on how the situation evolves in the coming weeks. For Chelsea, the priority is clear. They want to keep João Pedro. The club sees him as a cornerstone of their future, and they are not willing to let him go easily. This is supported by multiple reports suggesting that Chelsea would reject even massive offers, reinforcing their determination to hold on to their star forward. For Barcelona, the challenge is equally clear. They must find a way to convince Chelsea to change their stance. This could involve offering a huge transfer fee, including players in the deal or waiting for a future opportunity. But as things stand, the odds are not in their favor. As the transfer window progresses, this story is likely to develop further. New reports, negotiations, and potential twists could change the situation at any moment. What seems impossible today could become reality tomorrow, especially in the unpredictable world of football transfers. In many ways, this saga highlights the complexity of modern football. It's not just about clubs wanting players. It's about contracts, finances, long-term planning, and the ambitions of everyone involved. João Pedro's situation is a perfect example of how all these factors come together to create a story that captivates fans around the world. For now, the most likely outcome appears to be that João Pedro stays at Chelsea, at least for the upcoming season. But the fact that he has reportedly agreed terms with Barcelona means that this story is far from over. It could resurface in future transfer windows, or even take a dramatic turn before the current one closes. So as fans continue to follow every update, one thing is certain: this is a transfer saga worth watching. Whether João Pedro ends up wearing the blue of Chelsea or the famous colors of Barcelona, his next move will have a significant impact on both clubs and could shape the future of European football.